here with head squash coach John White. Thanks for joining me here today.
Pleasure, buddy.
We want to talk about where the team's at right now, a little bit of the status of the team. What moments have you seen so far, maybe in this season, that you can use to build off of moving to the rest of the season?
A few of the returning students, and they've come back, and how they've built off of the culture from the previous seasons and what they're bringing in this season is unbelievable. It's almost like you can, one of them is a captain, and it's like, he's put on the team, leading the team on and off the court, but how he has developed on court is rubbing off on the freshmen, which you're always looking for that sort of different culture, but also leadership for, we have 5 freshmen on the men's team and 4 on the girls team. So for them to come in and see that strong culture and what each other do on the squash court for each other, but also how they pick each other up off the court. And the best thing is, captains on both sides, the men's and women's, is they've gone, coach, come down to practice 10 minutes late, because they want to have their own little conversations with the team about what they see is happening, because they see each other 75% more than what we see them, right? I see them 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, then they're off in their little groups and everything else. But to see that and see the leadership, and they come and have a chat with us, as coaches, and say, this is what we would like to work on, or we see this, and we ask them questions as well about how that is. So that leadership, when you come back, it's good to see that they're actually looking after each other, or they have won each other's backs on and off the court, which then that goes on to their performances. They go on and play for the person who is on the court beside them. They're not just going out as an individual person, it's for the whole team.
I like to hear that, because most people would watch squash and see it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
They wouldn't assume how much of a team sport it is, or how
Yep.
much the person in the court next to them really affects what they do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people might not know that. Once the season's done, or when it comes to the end, you got a bunch of different championships. Maybe you can explain to us how they work. You have like the Mid-Atlantic Squash Conference Championships, you have individual championships, you have team championships. Maybe you can tell us kind of how that works a little bit, because it may be different than football playoff or a basketball playoff situation.
Yeah. Well, we have the Mid-Atlantics. We've only had that going for the last probably 4 or 5 years. So there's 5 or 6 teams on each men's, women's, and that's just our sort of conference championships. That we've never had our own little conference, like the Ivies have their own little conference. The NESCACs have their own little conference championships as well. So then we thought, well, the teams that aren't in NESCACs or the Ivies, we brought the Mid-Atlantic champs together with multiple teams, where we now have we have a trophy and everything else that we want to play for. So one day, one year it'll come up here, another year it'll go down to Virginia, UVA. So this year it's at the Spectre Center. So it's home court advantage, if you wish, or hometown advantage, but it's another sort of alumni relations base, and supporters of come and support us at the conference championships. And then a few weeks afterwards is our college squash championships playoffs, and that's the top 12 teams only that get to play off for a national championship. So it's only the top 12. It's not the 60 teams that come together. It's the top 12 ranked teams at the end of the season that get to go to the national playoffs. And then you have a little 16 draw. The top 4 teams get a bye, then the rest play off on it, and then it's just that one team that gets crowned college squash championships, which the women were close. A few years ago we were national runners-up. That's where it's the elite. It's not all the teams come together. It's just the elite 12 that during the season you're playing off for different teams, and where your ranking is, what teams coming into town, who you really have to compete against, what results you need to get your ranking, a little bit further up for the seedings. So, and then it's the individual championships, where it's the top 124 ranked college kids as an individual, and that's when they go away and play off for individual status, and that's where the All-Americans are chosen at that one tournament.
And that just cycles back to the competition. You play the hard competition to prepare you for that, and right there. And last, we're here at the study, this great facility right on campus, pretty much right campus. How do you utilize a facility like this when you have recruits coming in, or when people's families come in to watch some of the competition around here?
The diversity that I have on the team and the international players is the families will always ask, and it's the only place I give them, because it's like I'll meet them for breakfast, or I'll just meet them for coffee. They come and watch us play Penn. It's only a few blocks away. They'll come and watch us, and it's the ease of just knowing where they can stay on campus, what they can get out of it, and then all of a sudden it's like they'll bring, we'll have team dinners with the families, or they'll, after a team match, we'll come and meet them at the bar, or we'll have dinner with them. But it's that ease of, they're not staying downtown, and they're not having to, get an Uber everywhere. It's like they catch a train here or the bus here from Philly Airport, and they're in the area, and it's walking distance. It's actually walking distance, and they've always spoke highly of it, and they've never ever asked about anything else. It's on our doorstep. It's easy. It's like their families are here. The athletes can come and see their parents all the time, and they get to know the area, but they also get to see the school in session.